Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in the Central Shroud, in the Central Falana currently. Where we fled after the royal banquet turned pretty sour, and the other Sirens all stayed behind to stop pursuers. And then Minfilia said Heidel wanted her to stay as well, because reasons. We will see. And Alphino is pretty down that the Crystal Blades turned against him. And Pippin. What now? The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation or a hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Desiree, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Remember, last episode, Rauban's son. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Desiree are free, we may still yet set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarapin, but Alphino, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Sid! Sid? What are you doing here? Pulling you out of a fire as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly, then he's no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hate the Enterprise, but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monetarists and the Crystal Braves. Coerthas, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I, I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dahn to the Monetarists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame us, both here and in other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge, but small folk will not turn so easily on the warrior of light and her allies, no matter what the Monetarists claim. Marshal Tarapin, I know not what to say. Now that father would labor to believe. But enough talk, we must go. Master Alphino, your airship awaits. Up, there's no rest for the righteous. Goodbye, Sid. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Hauchefant. Mayhap he will know what to do. Warrior of Light can't help herself and needs to help others. Even when she's deep in trouble herself. Hello, Lord Hauchefant. Master Alfino told me your tale, Desiree. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dahn, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor.
Thank you.
Agents of Ul'dahn will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind.
Yeah, Lord Frenzel, who was blamed for heresy, which he did not commit.
But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions.
Who?
'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Who else made it here? I don't know. Who managed to escape? And what of those who did not? Yeah. Still shaken up in his confidence. Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? Several cutscenes, but less went to the banquet. Should probably bring 10 minutes or so. Tataru! Alfino? Desiree? Is it really you? I'm so happy that you're... I tried contacting Philly and the others, but no one would respond. And when Crystal Waves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Flamin told me to run, and so I did. I ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached. And I lost my way, and then... Fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Ah yes, the mask. It was lost in the struggle. That is Yugiri. They are finally ready with a race model. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yugiri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urianger. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned warehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Fortunately, Urianger started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, huh? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. So we waited there at the Waking Sands hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other scions as we speak, but we have met with no success as yet. I had hoped you might be able to suggest further places to look. But you should know the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only crystal braves await you there. Be that as it may, we may yet have cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, it's not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed too, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the scions restored to their rightful place of honor.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes, and look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. It was all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alphino.
So, Master Alphino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you?
I love that line.
What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alphino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Hauchefant. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Good. Yeah, and another credit scene. But I will skip this. Because, all due respect, we had credits at the base ARR ending, and both were long.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
That didn't look happy. Oh, La Brea. Nabrialis is no more. The Ada was not his to invoke. His demise was his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then? The earth is fertile and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation, unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. Yuanji. I have answered thy summon, emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of this very star.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
We'll see. To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. No matter how long it takes, I have faith we will find the others. With Lady Yukiri's shinobi, Yuranjin's intelligence, and my versatility, there's nothing we cannot do. Now, from here on out, we have new voice actors for the old cast, which can be glaring if you, like me right now, continue directly.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Ul'dahn and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Hauchefant.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmond has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Hear, hear!
I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the gates of judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. Wards of Hauchefant. Ah yes, you may pass. And finally, we can enter Ishgard, through the gates of judgment, and over the steps of faith.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Coerthas. A great and proud nation, devoted to Helone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
The Memoirs of Count Edmund de Forton, Heavensward. Now, I don't remember how I cut it last time. Either now or after next episode I will return this to Serenia, because I didn't like the beginning of how I had recorded that, but it got better. So I end this episode here. Until next time, perhaps when we play Final Fantasy XIV, I guess. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.